Hello and welcome to the European Open briefing for Tuesday, October 10th. I'm Andreas Georgiou, currency analyst at xm.com, and together we'll be looking at the main developments in the currency markets. So we'll see where do US-North Korea tensions leave the greenback, and specifically have in mind the dollar-yen pair and the dollar index. Afterwards, we'll take a look at euro and dollar. Yesterday, we had some upbeat German data boosting Eurozone's common currency. Also, we had some comments by an ECB official helping the euro. Moving on, we'll take a look at sterling. Political uncertainty has been weighing on the British currency. Afterwards, we'll move to the New Zealand and Australian dollars. Then we'll take a quick look at where dollar lira is trading. Yesterday, this pair gathered some attention following a diplomatic spat between the US and Turkey. Moving on, we'll see that the Chinese yuan is firmer relative to the dollar today after the central bank, the PBOC, the People's Bank of China, set a firmer than expected official fix for the dollar-yuan pair, and maybe some comments by the PBOC governor kept the currency as well. Finally, we'll take a look at the economic calendar. So over here we can see the dollar-yen in orange, and we can also see the dollar index, of course, in purple. So dollar-yen pair hit a near 3-month high of 113.43 on Friday. The dollar index touched 94.27. This was a 2.5-month high. We can see those highs over here. The dollar was pushed higher by wage growth data, which also had a positive effect on December Fed hike odds, which were already elevated in recent days after robust data out of the US. But the North Korea-US ongoing spat and potential missile tests by North Korea late as trading progressed on Friday and maybe earlier this week as well, weighed on the US currency. We can see that the dollar is currently down on the day relative to the yen, while also the dollar index is down. Approximately, they are both down by 0.25%. Moving on, yesterday we had some industrial production data out of Germany. They showed that industrial output grew by 2.6% month on month in August. This was above expectation of 0.7% and at a huge distance to the previous month's contraction by 0.1%. This data boosted the euro. We also had some hawkish remarks by an ECB executive board member that provided a boost to Eurozone's common currency. Specifically, there was talk of scaling back on asset purchases in 2018. Earlier today, we had some German trade data as well. They came in above expectations, though they failed to push the euro higher. Taking a look at the pound dollar and euro pound, we can see that sterling is higher relative to the dollar today, while it is slightly lower relative to the euro. The British currency has been suffering on political uncertainty and speculation on attempts to overthrow Prime Minister Theresa May. Theresa May has since said that she intends on providing the leadership that she believes the nation needs, so she intends on staying in her position. And also, we should not forget that Brexit talks also remain on the background. Moving on, we can see that Kiwi dollar is slightly up on the day, though it remains near a 4-month lows of 0.7063 that were recorded yesterday. And the currency, the Kiwi, is negatively affected by the unclear election outcome and the resulting political uncertainty. The final vote count showed the National Party, which is currently in power, losing ground to the Labour Green bloc relative to the preliminary estimates of the vote count. The National Party has 56 seats and the Labour Green bloc holds 54 seats. This leaves the New Zealand First Party, which has 9 seats, at a key position. 61 seats are needed for majority in Parliament. The New Zealand First leader Winston Peters is holding multiple talks with national Labour leaders and is expected to announce with which party he's gonna side later this week. According to analysts, if the National Party remains in power, then this is gonna be positive for the New Zealand dollar, whereas if power shifts to the Labour Party, then there is the expectation that the New Zealand dollar will retreat. Taking a look at the Australian dollar, we can see that it is firmer today. It is currently up by 0.4% relative to the US dollar, but it is not far above last week's 3-month low of 0.7733. Earlier in the day, we saw the release of the September NAB business survey, with the figure remaining close to the 2008 highs and showing strength in construction and mining, in the construction and mining sectors. Moving on, yesterday the dollar-lira pair gathered attention. Last week, a US consulate employee was arrested in Istanbul over alleged links with Fethullah Gulen. This is the cleric that Recep Tayyip Erdogan, Turkish president, is claiming that is responsible for last year's coup attempt. So, as a result of this arrest, the US mission in Turkey scaled back visa services, and then Turkey followed suit, maybe in a tit-for-tat move. Dollar lira yesterday reached 3.7694. This was a multi-month high, though the pair has since eased from that high. We can see that the dollar is approximately down by 0.5% relative to the Turkish lira today. So the dollar won touched 6.5826 at its lowest. Today this is a 15-day low, and the one was helped by after the PBOC announced that it is setting a firmer official fix for the pair today. Also, the PBOC governor called for a more market-based foreign exchange rate mechanism. He specifically said that no country can achieve an open economy with strict foreign exchange controls. Taking a look at today's economic calendar, we can see the data that I previously mentioned, the German trade data that came in above expectations, though they didn't provide much of a boost to the euro. Shortly after, we'll see the release of industrial and manufacturing output figures out of the UK, as well as data on the goods trade balance. Later on, out of Canada, we'll have housing starts and building permits figures released, while also bear in mind that the Minneapolis Fed President Neil Kashkari, his FOMC voting member, will be giving some welcome remarks at a conference hosted by the Minneapolis Federal Reserve Bank later in the day, while we will also have the release of API oil data at 20:30 GMT. That's it for today. Thank you for watching and have a great day.